Alright, hey again guys. We're trying a voiceover again. We're going to see, let me know how you guys like this style of doing it. Might be a little bit easier for me to explain things and be a little more accurate about it. 'Cause sometimes I tend to make some mistakes while I'm talking to the camera because I'm focusing on the project at hand. A little bit tricky doing this with a chainsaw, but it works pretty well. You just have to be very careful. Um, Watch where that nose is going to that bar. You don't want any kickback. When you're squatted down, you will not be able to move quick enough to get out of the way. You also have to be careful. You see I've got the bottle jack there. I don't want to hit that. And at one point here it looks like I'm going to hit it, but I don't. I was watching pretty close. You're also going to wonder, why did I cut so much off? I only had to lower this thing by about an inch, and you're wondering, well, why didn't you only take an inch off? Because now you're going to have this goofy looking post in the middle of your barn, all this blocking under it. Well, unfortunately, that was a necessary evil. The screws I ran into that were about 3 inches long. As I screwed those pressure treated shoes, I screwed them into the bottom of the post so they wouldn't move when I went to stand it up. And if I cut any lower, I would have just wrecked the chain or whatever I happen to be using to cut it with. I would rather use the chainsaw over a sawzall, very simply put. I can be a lot more accurate with it. The bar is so stiff where the sawzall, it tends to wander all over the place. One of the first scarf joints I cut, I made the mistake of trying to use a sawzall to cut the middle 2 inches out, being lazy, not getting the handsaw out, and that thing wandered on me and I ruined the joint. I had to redo it. There's a lot of things here I can tell you guys that I learned just by screwing it up. But you can see I've got all that blocking on the outside there, and that was to hold up, basically so I could put the thing together, hold it up. Long story short, I did not discover that I had made this mistake until after I had it standing. I had the first bent standing, or the first half of that bent standing. Went to put the other one in and went to line up the scarf joint, and sure enough, I was way too high on it, and right in the middle there. So I know what I did wrong. I did not account for the pressure treated shoes when I cut that wall post. Unfortunately, my slab, I've said it before, I shouldn't keep harping on it, but for any of you new to the channel, there was only 4 of us that day to pour 38 yards of concrete. It was hot out and it was curing fast. The concrete did not come out as well as I wanted it to, but that's the nature of it. What are you going to do? It's a barn floor. It's not the Taj Mahal. It's not my house. Do I want it perfect? Yes. Am I going to get it that way? Chances are maybe not, but there's certain things you just have to learn to live with. I try to be a perfectionist a lot more than I used to, but unfortunately it just wasn't in the cards this time. little windy here, guys, but in the spirit of honesty and full disclosure, Captain Stupid Mistake, look at that beautiful fit. Captain Stupid Mistake has struck again. Isn't that nice? Well, let me back off here. I'm just quick today. Well, this is the other end of that. Think you guys could tell what went wrong with this joint? Captain Stupid Mistake decided that he wasn't going to run a string line on this like he should have, and Captain Stupid Mistake knows better. So what Captain Stupid Mistake is going to do now, Captain Stupid Mistake is going to run a string line from that post to the other one. We're going to level it off. I'm going to pull this top plate off and recut that post. So, not sure where I got off, probably in the measurement from the tie beam up, seeing as how the floor is still level. So, a little bit of a snag, but not a big deal. But you know what? I don't mind these little mistakes, even though that little mistake led to that. But these little mistakes just make you so much better at what you're doing. It makes you so much more cautious about the next one you do. So, when I spend about 3 or 4 hours to correct this, you know what? That's my own fault, and I'm going to have fun doing it. It's just one more challenge. So. Well, we're getting a little dark for the camera again, guys. So, another stupid mistake I've made in the course of this frame. What are you going to do, though? You just got to fix it. I can sit here and complain, but it's my own fault for skipping steps that I know better than to skip. So, best advice I could give you guys, you know, you go to throw your top plates on. If you've made a mistake in your wall post heights, really, if you made a mistake in much of anything on that outside wall, your top plates are going to show it. So I was not expecting that. I had to actually drop that 3/4 of an inch. I actually cut the tenon down 3/4 of an inch, and I have to lower my brace housings, or my mortises and housings for the braces for that post, 3/4 of an inch. So not a big deal. I'm probably going to have 3 or 4 hours into it fixing it by the time I'm done. But I'm going to shut the camera off now because, like I said, it's getting too dark to run it. And I really don't feel like digging out all the work lights and trying to get those set up. So I'm just going to get it fixed. And when we come back for the next segment, I'll show you guys the repair and how it fits afterwards. So anyway, you guys know what I'm going to be doing for a little while yet. So you guys have a good one. I'll catch you on the next time, or on the next one. And so if you like her, feel free to subscribe, like, share, whatever you feel like doing. I'll see you guys later. I couldn't leave you guys hanging like that. There's after the repair. Now, go back down. Sorry guys, it's very dark out. But I'm gonna have a spot there I'm not gonna be happy with forever, but like I said, I had to lower that guy 3/4 of an inch. So it's on there decent. Got a little touch bit of a gap right there. Pound it down a little more, but probably the brace is hitting. So, but she is perfectly level now. So there we go, a little PS moment, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Talk about doing your intro quite a long time after you started doing the work today, but we got a good one coming up today. I won on this damn thing, and you are about to find out how I won. I've got some stuff to fix on it now, because where I drove that one peg that didn't want to come out, finally got that out. That peg hole looks like she got violated by a 55-gallon drum, so it's not pretty, but I think I'm going to be chiseling that out and putting a scad piece in there. But anyway, I'm going to head up on top. We're going to keep going. Enjoy the footage from throughout the day. I actually have a little bit of daylight in there for you. So see, John Collado, I'm not a vampire, man. I just, I just work at night a lot, and I'm allergic to the sun. It's all good. So see you guys on the other side of it.
Little by little, piece by piece, I take back what's been stolen from me. Little by little, piece by piece, until I'm complete. I got my eyes on you, and you got no clue what I'm supposed to do. I can't help myself. Little by little, piece by piece, I take back what's been stolen from me. Little by little, piece by piece, until I'm complete. No, you wouldn't take what's not yours. If you know who I am, when the night will fall, I'll haunt your...
Well, there she is. That thing is repaired. I decided to relocate the pegs altogether. I did drive in some short dowels, like 1 3/4, and 2 1/4. I kept it about a 1/4 inch under. Got lucky, didn't hang any of them up, but I decided I'd rather use different spots so they're not in line with the old holes to begin with. It probably would have been just fine with the dowels in there, but like I said, I'd rather err on the side of caution. I tell you, for all the fighting with the pegs and all that, and chopping that brace mortise 1.5 inches back overhead, that was a good time, a good repair, and it feels good to have it done. So all I've got to do, the peg holes that aren't used anymore, I just got to fill those in. It's going to look like there's 5 pegs in that thing, but all in all, I'm pretty happy with it. It could have been a lot worse. We didn't bring anything down on our head. It's all back together, so this means now I can put my top plates on this side. I can finish my siding on this side because I don't have to dick around with anything else now, and we should be able to make some good progress from here. And our extended forecast doesn't look too bad. We're looking at 30s and a few days in the 40s. It looks pretty good going into February, so hopefully we can make some good progress. Next Friday I'll be heading to Maine to grab the coal stoves that I mentioned earlier. So there'll be a video of a little bit of a road trip there, which should be some fun. All in all, it was a productive day today. I actually got out here in daylight, which usually when you catch me, it's after work, after dinner time. It's when I'm heading out here for the evening, and usually I only get a couple hours a night during the week when I can get out and work on it. You know, I spent the first week below zero out here working on this stuff, and that was enough. I get to working it all day long outside on rooftops and everything else, and I really I just hit a point where the hell that I don't feel like doing it. But I do have some butchery to fix on that repair just from getting the old pegs out and whatnot, but it could be a lot worse. I mean, that certainly isn't a make or break thing for this building, and I will probably be the only one to ever notice it. Most of it will be covered up when we put wood on the ceiling there. So anyway, I'm happy with the way it turned out. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I didn't enjoy making this repair, but you know, when you make a goof up, you could sit and you can whine, you could bitch about it. It's not going to help you. You gotta go and do it, you know. Could I have left that 1.5 inches long and gotten away with it? I probably could have made it up somewhere in the joinery on the top plates, but you know, when you start saying good enough, where does it end? You know, you start to say, oh, that'll be all right, that's fine, good enough, move on. You know, before you know it, you do half your structure like that, or anything you do in life, and before you know it, you got something that's totally half-assed that you put a lot of effort into. So for the couple days of screwing around with this to get it fixed and fixed right, well worth it to me to lose that time to do it. So anyway, got a lot coming up, a lot going on. So hopefully you folks stick around for the ride. I will see you on the next one. Alright everybody, we'll see how well this phone does this video, but if you can't tell, I'm not in a very good spot right now. Kind of out of it. They've got me drugged up. So a lot of chances I've been taking on this building you guys have watched over the last 1.5 years or so. And Saturday I took a chance I should not have taken, and it finally caught me, bit me right in the ass. Could have been a lot worse. But long and the short of it is, when I was moving the gin pole to set up for another pick for a purlin plate, I was moving it back inside the envelope of the building, and the darn thing slid on me. There's a lot of weight on that. It slid on me and it knocked me right into the hole for the stairs, the stairwell hole. So I 12-foot drop, landed with all my body weight straight down on my right foot. Right on my right heel. So what that did is it shattered my ankle, and it shattered the bones between my ankle and my knee. So it's a mess right now. Now let's see if you can see it. But so there's some of the pins that I'm going to get to live with for a while, and they still have to do one more surgery. But in case some of you have wondered where I've been, this is it. I've been in the hospital since since Saturday. So I had surgery on Sunday. Supposed to have another one, I'm hoping, on Tuesday. It all depends on the swelling in this leg. So we could go through this and look at every stupid thing I've done safety-wise on these videos. Many of you had called me on it many times. And unfortunately, I'm very stubborn. And I'm one of these people also who can say, well, I've done it like this my whole life and nothing bad's happened. Well, didn't quite prove true for this one. So I should have had a railing up around there, or I should have at least put a fake floor in there, and we would be not be sitting here talking to a phone right now. But anyway, we are going to get the barn finished. I'm getting a group of family and friends together to finish the project. I'm going to direct it from wheelchair, chair, whatever I have to do, and we're just going to go from there. So anyway, I appreciate everybody's support. I really appreciate you guys watching. We're just going to keep trucking on. It's by no means the end of anything here. It's just we're slowed down for a couple months. It's going to be a few months before I can really use this thing halfway decent again. So anyway, thanks for watching, folks. Have a good evening. I'll catch you on the next one.